You have unlocked this door with the key of imagination. Beyond is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You have just crossed over into the twilight zone, or better yet, the carbonation zone.
But what I'm saying is, when it comes to my emotions, when it comes to how I really feel, I say it. It needs to be the case. You could say you were warned. You could say all of these things. But when you have a purpose, when you know your purpose, when you're standing in your purpose, when you're here to shine a light on situations that need to be looked at and situations that need to be exacerbated so that everybody can take a look at it, so that they can see themselves, be reflected, and be mirrored back to themselves so that they can do the work that they need to do, you are going to be called to certain things that are crazy. Absolute crazy, weird.
With you. I don't want to be in this relationship. I don't want to be with you.
Look at me.
I don't want to do it.
Look at me. Look at me.
If I gotta leave, then so what?
Look at me. Look at me.
You have a certain amount of people who are built for this type of spiritual warfare. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, baby, that's on you. Like,
matter of fact, down on your knees. Fuck wrong with y'all? You don't stand up around me, man.
There's a whole community of us outside of an indoctrinated system that we have grown up on, to understand that we are in a spiritual warfare, which means that we are dismantling mindsets, neurological pathways via our brain, what we have been putting into our body via our food and the environment, and the things that we think that taints and consumes our minds.
I've never been this emotional, so. Y'all go ahead, record this and say, do whatever you want to do with it, but I'm doing everything I can to reconcile the relationships with the mothers. They both think I'm a narcissist. They both think I'm nature boy.
To be something other, a degenerate, other than who we naturally are supposed to be. This is internal. This is cosmically DNA structured. This is not something just of the physical. This is something that most people are not looking at, not thinking about, because we have been indoctrinated to a point where our society only tells us but to look so far. If we are human beings who are on a spiritual quest, on a spiritual journey of understanding thyself, of understanding the things around us, how are we not supposed to question?
What's going on with Don? What's going on with Velvet? They even call her by her lower self. They call her by her lower self. What's going on with Velvet? Yeah, they always call you by who you used to be. They're like, what's going on with Velvet?
And when you start
Creepy bastards. You motherfuckers creepy. You know what I'm saying?
How are we not supposed to pull back the layers of certain things? How are we not supposed to dive deep into these experiences that we see each other going through to be able to get down to the bottom of the truth?
Well, first of all, there's a thing called perception, perspective, and persuasion. And there's a certain thing called common sense, discernment. You waste a lot of time virtue signaling when you really should be seeking stability. You know, you don't got to put virtue in class at the top of the list, but stability for the sake of the children. medication, education, joining the workforce, because you're talking to the people who pay for those services that you get, that you brag about